Hi, welcome to the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel. My name is Ford. You may recognize me as Son of a Stitch. With me, as always, is my co-star slash supervisor, Nugget the Parakeet. Recently, I made a video about some of my favorite cross-stitching accessories. If you didn't see it, head back to the channel and take a look at the recent video feed. There's a lot of really great information there. But I didn't really have time to get around to some of the accessories that I use to help me store, sort, organize, and preserve my materials. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Make sure you wait till the end because there are a couple really interesting ones that I think you're going to like. Caterpillar Cross Stitch is all about cross stitch, and we upload weekly videos with tons of helpful information, tips, project ideas, so make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of that. Also, if you liked today's video, make sure to give a like and comment down below so that I know that you liked it and I'll know to make more videos like it. Now, the first accessory that I'm going to talk about is going to look both foreign and familiar to you probably because we've all used these, but not quite like the ones I'm going to show you. Also, don't forget to sign up for our free VIP Stitch Club. You'll get 10% off your first order. You'll get a free ebook with 8 PDF patterns in it, and you'll get a digital download with our top 10 cross-stitching tips for success. So click the link in the description to sign up there. Of course, a lot of us use or have used floss bobbins like this to store our embroidery floss. And I've been happy with them for a long time, but I don't know what happened. Sometime around 5 years ago, everything changed, and all of the bobbins that I can find have an enormous slot that's supposed to hold the floss there. And it just doesn't do the job. The floss comes undone really easily. I recently got something great, a Caterpillar cross stitch product, and it's these super nice sparkle bobbins. And let me tell you what I like about these. For one thing, I really like that they're thick actually, because it means that when you wrap the floss around the edges, it doesn't go quite as tight of a corner, so it doesn't leave as bad of a kink in the floss. Some people think that wrapping the floss damages it or weakens it, but honestly I don't really buy into that. I have never really noticed any problems like that. But it also has a much thinner slit here that can actually hold the floss, which is a huge improvement over virtually every bobbin that I can find on the market right now. And then this set comes with a cute little key ring. So once you've wound your floss onto your bobbins, that will keep all of the colors for a particular project together, which is super great. However, some kits, instead of coming with full skeins or long cuts of floss, will come with these little offcuts, these little 18-inch pieces. And if you have those, it makes it kind of difficult to wrap it around the bobbin because you have all these ends to deal with. And that's where these amazing little floss cards come in. What I like to do with it is I just take the ends of these little half-meter pieces, which seems to be a standard with a lot of kit manufacturers for some reason. I stick the loop through there, and then I just basically hitch it to itself like that. And then I'll just get a Sharpie and I'll write either the number, or more often what I'll actually do is I'll draw the symbol from the pattern that corresponds with that color. And then at the end you can just use a little bit of alcohol and the Sharpie will wipe right off of that. So then that makes it really easy to organize all your different colors for that project or kit. Now, if you're like me and you've been using, let's call them inferior bobbins for a while, you probably have a whole bunch of skeins on there and don't necessarily want to unwrap and rewrap them all, but you need to be able to use them in the meantime. So let me teach you a trick that I came up with. And I showed you the problem with these earlier, and it's that these ends keep coming undone. And I literally bought 1,000 of these things online. And so I got to use them up before I start buying the higher quality glitterier ones. So I came up with a really nice solution. I ordered these, and I'll put a link to these in the notes as well. And they're just little craft elastics or hair elastics that you can wrap them around here, and then you don't have to worry about the ends coming undone. Now, I love cross stitch, and I spend most of my free time doing it. And every year, somebody in my life wants to buy me a present related to cross stitching. And most of the time, that means floss I'm not going to use or fabric that I don't like. So sometimes it's nice to have cute little gift ideas that I can point people at, like this. with just this cute little caterpillar cross-stitch enamel keyring. But because I like things to be useful and cute, I've actually been using it as a scissor fob. I stitch in a recliner a lot, and my scissors tend to fall down in the cushions and stuff and become difficult to find. The scissor fob keeps them up so they don't sink into things, and I'm less likely to lose my scissors. It makes them a little harder to use sometimes, but it makes it a lot less likely for me to lose them, and that's totally worth it to me. I want to take this opportunity to let you know about our Facebook group and our Instagram. There's a really excellent community around Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and in that community you'll find tons of tips, encouragement, support, and project ideas. So make sure that you join those. Now, I work with a lot of different materials on a lot of different kinds of projects, and different projects require different needles. But sometimes it can be hard to find the right one, and sometimes I lose them. But then I discovered this. I found this at a fabric store, but I'll put a link to where you can find these online, and it's this amazing little magnetic needle case. There's a 3-pack of them, so you can use them for all your different projects, but it has a little magnet inside that slides in and out and holds onto the needles. So then you can just put them in there, and sometimes I'll put them in point first, sometimes I'll put them in eye first, depending on, what I'm going to need to identify it based on. So I'll put like a ball tip needle in eye first, so I'll be able to tell, that one's the ball tip one. But then it's really small, and it keeps your needles from getting lost, and keeps it all organized. I also sometimes like to work with more specialty flosses, and especially the ones that are synthetic can be a real pain to work with. I recently discovered a really neat trick that I think you're going to like. Now, this is a problem with all floss, but it's especially bad with synthetic flosses. The ends, once they're cut, start to fray really bad almost immediately. I literally cut this end 2 minutes ago, and there's visible fraying on there. And I was thinking to myself, what can I do to possibly stop this fraying? And then I remembered, there's a thing for that. It's not really intended for this purpose, but you can use this fray check. Now, some people use that to finish the edges of their fabric or whatever, but you can use fray check to actually stop the floss from fraying. And so what I do is actually, rather than cutting it and then putting the fray check on the end, I'll actually, before I cut it, put a tiny little dab of the fray check on there. Oops, got some on my work surface. It's okay, that's what it's for. And then when I cut that, it won't come undone. It'll stay nice and tight. So especially with this neon floss, I just finished a project with this. I swear I wasted a quarter of the floss that I used because of fraying, and I had to throw it away. But once I started using the fray check, I saved a bunch of it. Well, do you have anything else to add, Nugget? Well, I guess that pretty much wraps up this time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to leave a comment if you liked it so that I know to make more videos like it. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Ford for Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I'll see you next time.